Hello, everybody. It is Code Breaker 146 here with the 146 podcast with your host, obviously, Brooks Banner. And I'm here with a special guest, one of my good compadres, amigos, The Pick.
Hello, everyone. How are you today?
Well, it's, we're really energetic because not only did we hit a 50-day snap streak, but we're doing the first ever we're doing a 146 podcast.
We hit the 50-day snap streak. Wow.
We did indeed. Now we're doing this over FaceTime. And I got a good microphone. So if there's any way I can improve the audio, please let me know in the comment section below because we want to make it the best for you guys. But I think this is good enough quality where you can obviously hear. As long as we don't talk over each other, I think we're going to be perfectly fine. We're going to discuss 3 different wrestling topics. We're going to be discussing Wrestle Kingdom 11's main event between Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I think I was close. Then we're going to be talking about Cody Rhodes, and we're going to be talking about the Royal Rumble 2017. We're going to try to make this under 30 minutes or less, but if it goes over, it goes over. You already know the outcome of that. So let's get started. Wrestle Kingdom 11, the main event. Okada.
Holy shit.
Tell them about it.
Oh, God. Let me ask you a question first. Would you give it Meltzer's 6-star rating?
Well, Meltzer gave it a 6-star, and now everybody is like, because the former rule was at 5 stars, or that's it. That's where you draw the line in the sand. But this right here, honestly, I think it's worth a 6-star grade, personally.
Wow. So it's the best match you've ever seen?
It's one of the... Yeah, I'm looking at it. There's been a lot of matches that I've seen. There's some that I've seen live that has a real big connection to me, and there's some that I've seen like on pay-per-view, like not necessarily like being there. Like Punk and Cena is one of the best matches I've ever seen because of the crowd and the electricity and what I was feeling when I saw it live. And same thing for 30, like the Daniel Bryan triple threat. That was a big thing for me, and like seeing that one was absolutely crazy. But as a pure match, as a whole, this was probably one of the best matches that I've ever seen in my life. Michaels and Taker from 25 is beautiful. It's a masterpiece. It's great. And there's a lot of fight, like Angles, Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels from 21. There's been a lot of really, really good matches that I've seen in my life, but this one ranks on up there. And I'm not saying that just because it's the popular opinion with everybody saying that. It's so damn good as a main event. What about you? Do you think what would you kind of give it?
I'd give it a 5. I have to give it a 5.
Okay.
Because that match, listen, it's not my favorite match in the world. And weirdly enough, my favorite match of all time is DIY versus Rival in that tag team champ match. Holy shit.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's just my favorite match of all time. But yeah, this definitely deserves that 5-star rating. It was so entertaining. It was so good. Oh my god. Just some of the spots, some of the bumps they took, some of the knees they took.
Oh,
were
yes.
Just incredible. The match psychology was incredible, and that's how you close out a pay-per-view. So WWE has to learn a lesson there. Last year they had a great main event with, I believe it was Tanahashi and Okada. This year they even topped that with Omega and Okada. You know what last year's WrestleMania main event was? Roman Reigns and Triple H in a, 30-minute stinker?
It was a 30-minute match that just went on and on and on. It was slow. It was boring, and it didn't know what it was when it came to like being an identity of a match. This match right here had everything from dangerous spots, from storytelling, like you said, from entrances. Okada and the rain making it rain, Omega as the Terminator. It was absolutely amazing. And for those of you that don't know, because I rarely ever talk about anything outside of WWE, so call me a WWE mark, I guess you could say, but
that's what this podcast is.
This is what the podcast is for. We're going to expand more on WWE and kind of like also just kind of talk personal, because like when we're not being filmed, we kind of talk like this in our FaceTime calls, and we're just kind of exchanging that and putting it out on YouTube. But man, like holy shit, like what a match, because it had everything you wanted. Storytelling, it had a grand feel. It honestly, I could show any of my friends this that are non-wrestling fans, and I would feel comfortable with it because it's just such a really good match. It's what pro wrestling to me is all about. athleticism, physical. Like it was so good. Both these men knew who they were in the match, and they told a story just throughout the whole time, and that was what made it. That's what made it what it was, and it was really good. Like some of the stuff that Omega did was incredible. He sold like a son bitch, and he did a great job.
God was just taking out. I believe. I'm sorry, I watched a match a couple of days ago. He worked on Okada's leg, if I'm wrong.
He worked on his abdomen as well.
Yeah, and then me and my brother were watching at the time, and John goes, Okada's got to do something huge because he's getting shit on. And then Okada backdrops, the best backdrop I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Omega goes over the top rope through that Japanese table. I didn't think it was going to break. It obliterates into pieces, and I was like, holy shit, you wanted to have a big move to get Okada back into the match, and that's what did it, and that was incredible.
Very
and props to Kenny Omega for taking that.
Yes, very dangerous. That was the bump that ended Rick Rude's career. So very
exactly. I was thinking that. I think I actually said that when I was watching the match.
And that honestly was really scary. But props to that, man. They were on a platform too. That was a lot of the stuff Omega did looked like it hurt, just like when it took to taking bumps and stuff like that. Like he sold for Okada, like the uppercuts and the forearms that he did from from the ground base was crazy. The drop kicks into the corner. They made it physical. My favorite exchange in the whole match is where Okada tries to pick up Omega for like the third Rainmaker, and Omega keeps hitting him with with big boots and like kicks and knees and stuff like that. And he's trying his hardest. And honestly, whether or not like this is a different promotion from a different country, it doesn't matter because these guys told a story that you can understand in any language, and that's just how it is. Okada, and a lot of people are giving Omega a lot of praise, and he does deserve it. He definitely does deserve it. But Okada came to play as well, and this guy's no joke. When you're talking about who was in the greatest match of 2016.
They're both incredible.
Yes, I agree. And I think, honestly, right now, instead of AJ Styles, I think Kenny Omega is the best pro wrestler walking the planet Earth today just because of what he can do. And I love the moment where Kenny Omega is fighting his hardest to try to hit the one-winged angel. And that's also one cool thing. They protected that move because they knew if Okada got hit with that, it would have been over for him. And it's just, I loved how they did that kind of exchange. In Omega, you can see like the facial expressions that he had when he was down, or when he would like get these random spurts of energy and would just try to kill Okada with knees and from the ropes and different crazy German suplexes. And we're not even talking about the dragon suplex from the top. That was insane.
God. I freaked out at that.
That was
my favorite move of the match.
Yep, the drop kick to the back of the head from Omega to Okada, who Okada has neck fusion, which is absolutely incredible. And Okada, one thing that I think is really, not really touched on, but Okada did a really cool cross body over like the barricade.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. I remember seeing that. Yeah, that was really cool. But just from the pure wrestling that they had in the beginning to just all of those moves and just beautiful sequences throughout the whole entire match, that dragon suplex made me cringe so much. I freaked out at that. I was like, he's dead. But this is weird. I don't know if anybody else thinks about this, but when Okada hit that last Rainmaker, it's been a 46-minute match already. You would expect Omega to sell that kind of lazily and not the best. That man took it straight on the head.
Yep.
It fell right on his head, and I was like, that's...
It looked like it was the... Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like it looked like it was the final killing blow for Kenny Omega.
It did. It was perfectly sold, and I was like, that is what these wrestlers are here for. It doesn't matter how long the match is. They're going to make that last move the best move in the match, and it was honestly one of the best moves in the match. It was amazing.
Nothing was wasted really here, and like there was no wasted like move that could have like that didn't need to be there. Like everything served its purpose from the story.
And for a 46-minute match, sorry to cut you off, and you don't have one wasted move.
Yep.
That's incredible. That's incredible.
And we're not even talking about the time when Omega leaped from the ropes and did a backflip moonsault onto Okada. We didn't even discuss that. But, yeah, I mean, we've pretty much said what everybody else has said about this match. It's a classic. It's absolutely great. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Daily Motion. It's on YouTube as well. So definitely go find it. You'll see the video and it'll say like 56 minutes, but trust me, grab yourself a drink and some food, and you will absolutely have a time of your life. So yeah, next we're gonna be talking about Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. Voice crack. Okay, so now we're gonna be talking about Cody Rhodes.
I'm gonna cut you off. Holy shit! Cody Rhodes is fucking amazing. Sorry, I don't know if this is a PG podcast. I don't give a shit. He deserves it.
Yep.
Holy shit! Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna start this one off because I know what I'm talking about here.
Okay.
First, the entrance. Beautiful entrance. Probably my favorite entrance of the night. When Cody Rhodes was sitting in that one spotlight, and you kind of had the shadow of Cody Rhodes and American Nightmare Cody in the background, and just all the people in the ring. It was so beautiful. I was like, this is pro wrestling. This is what I want to see. I got chills just from seeing that entrance and him walking down the ring so confident, so cocky, so cool. It was amazing. I was so excited with his entrance. But then the match happened. I wasn't expecting a lot out of Juice Robinson, formerly known as CJ Parker.
Yeah.
But my God, what a match. For that time, for that position on the card, to me, like wrestlers say, we can have a 5-star match, but it won't be a 5-star match in any other people's eyes. That was a 5-star match. That did exactly what it needed to do, and it made Cody Rhodes look like one of the best heels in the business of all time because of the way he talked down to Juice Robinson, the way he acted in the ring, the way he acted after the match, after he got the win. It was simply amazing work from Cody Rhodes, and I can't be happier for this man for competing at Final Battle, WrestleMania.
Bound for Glory.
Now Wrestle Kingdom 11. Probably more shows that I just forget about right now. It's amazing to me what this guy is doing.
And he competed at Bola, Battle of Los Angeles.
Exactly, he killed it in Bola. So this is amazing. I just think he's the best, probably one of the best in the world. I agree with your statement about Kenny Omega, but right now for Cody Rhodes, he's doing incredible, and I'm so happy for him.
I know. We met this guy at WrestleMania Access, and there's like, as good of a smile he put on, he looked like he was not wanting. He was unhappy with what he was given and where he was at in the company. Like to me, like when I see him. Like, when I see that picture that we took, like, I just kind of see that. But, like, whenever you see Cody Rhodes, it's just, he looks so happy with what he's doing, and that's awesome. That's great for him. And he is putting on a lot of really good performances. He's wrestling the people that he wanted to. He had a huge bucket list sheet that he posted on Twitter of the guys he wanted to face, and he's almost completed the list. And he's gotten a lot more. He's now a part of the Bullet Club, or the Elite with Kenny Omega. And it's so good. He's got a promising future. He can go wherever he wants to. He's not locked down to a particular company. And he's faced guys like Kurt Angle, who he would never really get the chance to face, sticking as the Prince of Dark Matter and Stardust or something like that. Like, it just... And one thing also I wanted to kind of mention is what Steve Corino and Kevin Kelly were talking about on commentary.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and how he said, Steve's like, I faced all the Rhodes family, Dustin or Goldust, Dusty Rhodes, but he said Cody was the best one, and like that is how you put over a star, and this is what me and you were talking about before, and it really is. And then also just talking about the match that he had here against CJ Parker, Juice Robinson, he does the little things so good that they're almost unnoticeable, but it's just like. When he hit a drop kick on CJ or on Juice Robinson, and he just like was staring at him in the ring. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff is like, and like when the referee's telling him to back off or like stop, open up the hand. He's talking down to the referee, and he's also like he's just being such a good heel as the American Nightmare, and he's so cocky, he does everything right, and he's so damn good. And if you watch his match with Jay Lethal from Final Battle, he had a great heel turn there as well. And the things that Cody Rhodes can do is insane. And like the fact that he was held down and held back in WWE, I'm just really happy for the guy that he's actually doing the things that he's doing, and I think he's going to be a world champion of some kind. He's like the Global Force Wrestling Next Gen Championship, whatever that. I don't know if that really means anything.
He's also the WCPW Internet Champion.
That is good as well. You might have seen those pictures on the IG or something like that. But yeah, just mad props to Cody. And also one thing I really like that's kind of like people always call him Cody Rhodes because that's who he is. But I'm glad that he's just Cody, because like Steve Corino said it on commentary, just one name and it says it all. You know what I mean? Because he can't use Cody Rhodes, but he can use Cody, and I think it's simple enough, and it fits, it works for him.
It does, but this is a proven point to everybody that only watches WWE. And honestly, I was in that category like 2 years ago. I only watched WWE, but I'm so happy I don't just watch WWE anymore. This is the proven success of a man that has been in the company and started really in that company and has taken his talent elsewhere and has thrived everywhere else but WWE.
And he's making bank too. It's not like he's not making any money.
No, he's making so much money, and he can do what he wants, like you said before. He's not locked down to one company, and that's probably the smartest thing Cody Rhodes has done, because he knows how it felt for being locked down to a company for about 8 to 9 years, but now he can do anything. He can go anywhere he wants, and that's what he's doing right now, and good for him, and that's amazing, that his success story.
Yeah, it really is, and he put on a really good match with Juice Robinson, and it's...
Juice Robinson showed up, like...
Yeah, he and one thing CJ Parker was doing a lot of in NXT, he was putting guys over in like debut matches. He had a debut match with Kevin Owens. He had a debut match with Baron Corbin, and he really knows how to get guys over. And like that, not trying to discount him, but Cody Rhodes shined through this match. And these guys had a good back and forth match, and for what it was, and for where it was on the card, and what job it did, and what it was supposed to do, like you said, 5 stars.
I'm not saying, and obviously we're not saying it's a 5-star match. It's probably like a 3-star match, but just what it needed to do, that's 5 stars.
It was perfect, yeah. You couldn't have asked for anything better, and it was really, really good. But yeah, a lot of people think, just kind of go back to this point, that you need to be in WWE to be successful. By no means do you need to do that, honestly. You see guys like the Young Bucks make so much money, and before they got signed to Ring of Honor, they could go anywhere, and they were putting on great matches. They get a lot of money from the t-shirts, pro wrestling tees. Kenny Omega is having one of the best runs of his life. He's doing things that nobody else is able to do, and I mean all those type of guys. Adam Cole even is able. I mean, he's with Ring of Honor, but you see guys that are not in WWE, or Marty Scurll and stuff like that. He's great, and all those type of guys. Like, if you just need to pay attention, and almost you need to look at wrestling with a magnifying glass, and when you look down there, you'll see something great. Like, you see the UK is on fire right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's doing great.
And I'm sure one day we'll talk about our goals in the business for ourselves, but like
yes.
I don't see WWE as my ultimate goal. There's so much I want to accomplish.
Yeah, yeah, we'll definitely talk about that for ourselves, but we're just kind of pointing it out there that for those that are just kind of watching this and have seen me just talk about WWE, to kind of, look at the business or like pro wrestling not just as WWE is the be-all end-all. Like, there's so much more than how you can be successful, and you don't need to even be in the United States, which I think is really, really cool. But yeah, that's enough for Cody Rhodes and Wrestle Kingdom 11. Overall, just to give thoughts on Wrestle Kingdom 11, great show. Probably going to be the best show of the year.
I didn't finish it, actually. I still have my junior, their cruiserweights. I still have Shibata and Goto, I believe, and
Naito and Tanahashi's great. Love Naito. Love him.
Love Naito, I agree. But yeah, I got to see those 3 matches. But from what I saw of the show, it's been excellent. Really happy. Adam Cole, baby, is your 3-time ROH champion. Really, really happy about that. I thought I'm just going to give really quick thoughts on my opinion of Ricochet. I personally think he could be the best wrestler, possibly up there with guys like, this is a bold prediction, but The Rock in Austin. I think he has it. I think he just has something that is so spectacular about him that every single time he's in the ring, you watch him and you just look at him and you're like, that's amazing.
Ricochet, he's one of the best wrestlers in the world right now, along up there with the guys we talked about before and Kenny Omega and even people like there in WWE, AJ Styles. He's very, very talented. He can do things that the other guys that I just mentioned can't do. And he's very fun to watch. And definitely, I mean, you've probably already heard about Ricochet and Will Ospreay, but it's he can do a lot of things in the ring, for sure. Now, we're just gonna move on to the Royal Rumble next, and we'll pick up on this international flair for the 146 podcast definitely another day, but we'll leave it to rest for now. Alrighty, the 2017 Royal Rumble. Now, we could go... What do you want to talk about, Nick? We could go different routes. Let's just talk about the stuff we want to, I would say, but, like, is there anything in particular that you want to kind of, you know...
I think we should talk about, we'll talk about the actual match itself tonight.
Okay.
I feel like we should just discuss this. Now, how many winners do you think there are this year? I think there's a lot.
Yeah, I think that there are probably about 5 to 7 winners that are a possibility and that are believable. I mean, maybe even more, honestly. You could even, make the case for lots of other guys.
Sorry to cut you off again. I feel bad, but...
You're good.
Goldberg, Cena if he loses, Taker. So, yeah, we'll put Taker there. Goldberg, Taker, Strowman,
Jericho, Wyatt, Orton, Lesnar. I know you didn't mention him, but
Lesnar. You're right.
Rollins possibly, even though he's not going to win, but
Rollins possibly.
Strowman.
Corbin. I said Strowman.
Okay.
Corbin, The Miz. Would love to see him win it. Possibly Samoa Joe. Maybe even somebody that we're not even thinking about, like you said, a Samoa Joe, or even a returning star or a debuting type of guy. Even Kenny Omega. For the people that we know are going to be in the Rumble, that's 10 people. Never in the Royal Rumble have I ever actually had 10 people that I could think are going to win the match, and that's incredible.
I think that we're going to see a really, really good Royal Rumble match. I think that as long as they don't make it sloppy, no offense because I know you were there, but the 2015 Royal Rumble match, and they don't piss off the fans midway through, not saying, but if they have a good story throughout the match and if they use every single person to their, what they're supposed to be, and they tell the story correctly between Goldberg and Brock, and they do it with Rollins and Triple H possibly, and even Jericho and Owens and the Wyatt family. You could see Orton turn on Bray during the Rumble, which would be a pretty crazy moment. Then, you got Miz and Ambrose, and you got a lot of rivalries that are going to be also just kind of going in through the Rumble. You know what I mean? And I think that that's going to be interesting as well. Kurt Angle might return at the Royal Rumble, guys.
If Angle's there, everybody's going to hear me from where I watch the network.
Yep, for sure. And then, all types of stuff. Strowman's going to be dominating. There's going to be lots of really good moments, I feel. And Ty Dillinger might make his debut. The 10th entrant of the perfect 10, Ty Dillinger being the 10th entrant at the Royal Rumble. But yeah, that, and then Samoa Joe, he's not booked. He's not going to be at NXT TakeOver San Antonio. I will be, but Samoa Joe won't.
Would you rather him be in the Rumble or attack Cena?
I'd rather him be in the Rumble.
Okay. Alright. That's fair. I think I'd rather him attack Cena, though, after Cena loses or something. Or, cost him the match. I just think that'd be great.
What if they do What if they do none of the above and have him attack Roman?
Oh, no. No thanks.
But
question: do you think there's going to be any dark horse? Do you have any dark horses, people that we never would expect, like Del Rio in 2011?
A dark horse winner, would you say?
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe my dark horse winner is Bray Wyatt I think that there's a possibility of Bray Wyatt possibly. I just said possibly, really, really close together, but there is a huge probability that they might pull the legacy from 2009 with Wyatt and Orton and stuff like that. I feel like Wyatt is going to be having a big 2017, and I just think that there's a lot of possibilities you can go with Bray Wyatt, face or heel. It doesn't matter. He could face Styles and still be the same character. He really could.
Yep.
And it would be different. I mean, there's not many other people for Styles to face. And a lot of this depends for the Royal Rumble who wins the championship matches. If Styles goes over, who does he face? If Cena goes over, Taker might win it. It's a huge possibility. If Kevin Owens retains, Jericho might have a really good shot. If Roman Reigns wins the match, then Strowman might have a good shot. So I mean, it's really, really up in the air. And that's what makes this Royal Rumble really, really exciting. I don't necessarily have a huge... I mean, you can consider Bray a dark horse, but if, going back to your question, I guess if there was one, he would be the guy. And is there anybody... Let me ask you a question. Is there anybody that you think is going to make a huge, long run? And if so, who might be that person or multiple people, I guess you could say?
I think it's got to be The Miz. I think The Miz has put on a show almost every year in the Rumble. I think you have Miz come in at number 6... to number 4 to number 6 and last till final 6 but have him in the match that he's
definitely. I think maybe
I've seen this one thing and it's like, here's how you make the Miz the most hateable person in the world. Have him come out, Daniel Bryan's music is playing, right? The crowd is popping, and have the Miz come out to it.
Wow.
That would be so...
I never even thought about that for a heel to do that. That would be honestly insane. I don't know.
That would be honestly the perfect thing to do.
Miz and Ambrose are going to have a match at the Rumble for the IC Championship, I would assume, at least. I think it was a mistake having Miz lose the championship, but I'll still give it a shot and still give it a chance to see where they're, going to go with it. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with Miz. Like you said, I think Miz should definitely last a long time. I think that we're gonna see Rollins start from number 2 or number 3, and then he'll get really close.
Ooh, that would be good.
And Triple H will and I like to see Rollins in a Rumble by himself because he was in a triple threat and then he got injured, and we've really never seen Rollins on his own kind of do his thing. So that would be really cool to see. There's a lot of good guys and there's a lot of cool spots. Like the New Day is gonna be in there. Kofi's gonna do some crazy shit. Who's gonna get most eliminations, Strowman or Baron Corbin?
Goldberg.
Goldberg gets the most eliminations. Okay, final.
Before we move from that, I think what would really be cool if Triple H came down to the ring. He was an entrant. Rollins was in the ring. He came for number 2. Triple H is 28, 29. Comes out, eliminates Rollins, eliminates himself, and destroys him all around the ringside, pedigrees him through a table, just leaves him lying in a pool of blood. I mean, not blood, obviously, but just leaves him lying out cold. And Triple H, that's all he set out to do, and he just walks up the ramp. I think that would be a perfect thing for Triple H.
I don't think you make him an entrant, but I definitely would like to see him destroy Seth Rollins, or the best way you destroy Seth Rollins is taking away his dream, which is to become the Universal Champion or get a shot at that. So that could be an interesting thing. We could definitely see lots of crazy moments in this match and face-offs, and Lesnar and Goldberg are going to have a crazy confrontation. I think we're going to...
Do you think come out 1 and 2?
I would like to think that if you have those guys kind of stay in the Rumble till around the 6th entrant, maybe they throw out a couple guys in a dick measuring contest. Where everybody hits their finishers and they're kind of impressing the other, and they're throwing out people. I think we're going to kind of see that 23 and 26-ish, which I would rather see them come out 1 or 2, but I don't think they're going to do that, honestly. I don't think they will.
I don't really want to see 1 and 2. I wouldn't mind seeing 19 and 20, just because I don't want to have them take away from the whole entire match. I feel like they shouldn't be in the end, because then everybody's going to be thinking oh, Brock and Goldberg. I don't want them to come out in the beginning because then it'll kind of die down from all the hype. But there's always a low point around 15 to like 22.
There is.
So I would love to see like 19 and 20 Goldberg and Brock to have the hype like brought back up right before.
Yeah, they normally they go kind of all out for the first 6 entrants, and they kind of like slow it down to the 12th entrant, and then they kind of hit this low point in the Rumble from 12 to 16, and then near the 18th, 19th entrance, and they pick it back up for the big finish, kind of. And it's kind of a formula that you kind of notice here and there. And
so I would like to see them change it up and have like hype throughout the whole entire match. Maybe in the beginning you have so like you said, Seth Rollins come out 1, and like Dean Ambrose come out number 2 or something, and then have them go pretty far into the Rumble, and then obviously Brock and Goldberg in the middle, finish it off with 30 at Taker.
It's going to be a really star-studded Royal Rumble, and they say that every year.
Very star-studded Rumble.
They say that every year, but it really is going to be because they are in the Alamo Dome. You know, it's not 1997. It's a lot different, and it's going to be honestly insane.
Obviously, we will talk about this more on the podcast. Probably predictions.
Yeah, I will be down for that. We're at 31 minutes right now, so it's best that we go ahead and stop it for what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you kind of get our opinions real quick because we kind of talked about the Rumble. Who do you want to see win, or who do you think is going to win, real quick?
I'll say who I want to see because I'll save who I think for the predictions. Because there's a lot that's going to happen from now into the Rumble.
Okay.
Who I want to win. I want to see Cena, Styles, and Taker at Mania. So I would like to see Taker win.
Okay, I want to see Chris Jericho win, but that's just me. All right.
No, that's fine. I mean, your channel is based off of him.
it is true. It is true. But yeah, that's our little predictions, little mini predictions. The Royal Rumble match, we could talk about it for honestly probably 45 more minutes if you gave us time, but let's not. We thank you for watching. This is the 146 podcast. We're gonna be doing a lot.
Wait. Don't forget to ask questions.
I was gonna get to that.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I just didn't think.
I was gonna have a really slick outro, but I just got derailed. I got hit with the rainmaker. So yeah. Please ask questions. We're going to be picking out maybe 2 or 3 questions each time. You can ask us anything from, independent wrestling, New Japan, WWE. Even if you want to go to our trampoline wrestling careers in, like, Energetic Championship Wrestling or that company that was supposed to happen, but is it really going to happen? We can talk about that. We're going to take it like 2 or 3 to possibly 5 questions maybe, and we can kind of dissect. You might see a lot longer podcasts when those kind of things happen. But this is just the first one to kind of get it established. The pick is not going to be the only person on my podcast.
Ouch.
I'm going to be getting John on here one day. We'll definitely do a debate with him, me and him, I guess. And then I would love to get TJ on here one day. And a couple of different other people. And we're not just going to talk about wrestling. We can talk about, comic book characters, Star Wars. It doesn't matter, like, especially when the hype gets ready for that, those kind of movies. And we can talk about lots of different stuff, or sports. It doesn't matter. I would love to do that with anybody. Just hit me up in the comment section below if you'd like to do something. We'll talk about it in the future. But right now, it's just me and the pick. Ride or dies for life, I guess you could say. So, yeah. See you guys later. This has been me, Codebreaker146, or Brooks Banner. You are...
I'm the only pick, but you can call me anything you want. I don't give a shit. But that hurts my feelings that I will not be your only guest. But I will be the regular on it. Of course I will be, because I am the most must-see. I sound like The Miz.
I'm cutting you off right now, you piece of shit.
Wow. Wow.